Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Tactics Ogre Reborn. Last time we left off, we almost finished everything in this particular route. So apparently if I continue a little bit more into Chapter 4 and get access to the Palace of the Dead basically, we can get in there and get some special stuff with Nybeth. The only unfortunate bit of that is, that means I have to unlock the Palace of the Dead, which will take a hot minute, but Diavold and, Aurelius have some interesting things to say to Nybeth in particular, so I would like to see that. So we'll continue just long enough for me to unlock the Palace of the Dead so we can see that stuff, and then, we'll go to Law, so I got some work to do.
Nybeth, your twisted ambitions die here.
Here it is. Okay, this is what I have been looking for. My god. Oof. All I had to do was get into floor 5 of this place, but there were quite a few generic battles to get through. I've been recording for an hour now, so...
Aurelius, is that you? I did not think to meet you here. It pains me that you still do not grasp the true meaning of your father's research.
My father was not the monster I see before me. I will cast your soul so deep in the darkness, even the gods will not be able to find you.
You've drawn even further away than I imagined. Is that what you threaten to all those you kill in the name of your revolution? Does the blood not drip from our hands in equal measure?
Interesting. Okay. Got a little bit out of Nybeth there. I'll of course see if Diavold has anything to say, or if Aurelius will continue speaking to Nybeth.
Nybeth. Father.
Here's more.
Even if you believe your research is for the good of man, it is anathema, and history will judge you so.
Huh. I've always heard that pronounced anathema.
An easy thing to censor me, my son. But can you look upon yourselves and say you are without guilt? Why have you not thrown down your swords? What you call righteousness is no more than a base struggle for survival. You close your eyes to the piles of corpses you have made, choosing to see only your shining ideals. Am I any different? Perhaps. For my efforts will bring about true change. You speak of history, but I look to the future. Yes, many souls have suffered from my inquiries, but it is a small price to pay. My sins are for my family, and I will not bow to a senseless oppressor, too blind to see the value of my work.
Father, I have no ear for your words or your reasonings. What wisdom can be had from talking to a madman?
It is interesting. Nybeth basically has the same argument that all kinds of crazy mad scientists have in any media, where it's the human sacrifice is worth the progress, basically. So it's interesting to see it also applied here, except to necromancy. And you're specifically pointing out that, yeah, we're killing a lot of people too, in all of that. But a lot of the times we're fighting for the things we believe in, and we don't particularly make the people suffer. But as we've seen, the people you try to bring back to life in your research, you are effectively just, like, it's super torture. It sounds horrible and awful. So, in my opinion, killing someone while fighting, you know, for your ideals, albeit both being extremely horrible things to do, I couldn't imagine actually killing someone, I feel like killing someone with a point, and specifically not torturing them, like making it fast and merciful, is better than not only like killing them, but then like making them come back to life in a form that seems to be filled with suffering, and they can't even get the rest that they deserve and stuff. It's like, it's not respectful of the dead, basically, and I think that's the whole thing with Nybeth. He's not respecting the wishes of the dead, just leaving them dead. And I don't know, there's a lot to think about with it, because Nybeth has specifically mentioned before that the reason the zombies attack people is because death is agony, and they want other people to join them. I do wonder if that's true, if, like, the things that Nybeth specifically do to zombies and things of that nature, it doesn't actually make them suffering, they were already suffering. He's just giving them the ability to animate. It's very interesting seeing the way this game frames, like, undeath and necromancy, because Nybeth seems to, you know, I mean, he could be straight up lying to us, he could just be telling us lies, but he seems to be insinuating that he doesn't actually do anything to make zombies angry. They're just naturally angry, because death as a whole in the afterlife is just complete and utter suffering, it seems. Because as we've seen with, like, Gildas and stuff, he's like, oh god, it's awful, and Nybeth has specifically talked about multiple times before at this point why zombies are angry and do fight.
I have realized one truth, however. You must be stopped before you can do to another what you have done to me.
You have your father's gift for words, my son. In truth, you move my heart. How unfortunate I cannot restore your body to what it once was. But perhaps that is as it should be, yes? No more fitting finale to this farce than combat between father and son. May it entertain you in the afterlife.
Interesting. Okay, this... Honestly, Diavold's conversation was much more interesting than Oelius, because we got a lot of philosophical differences in talk out of Diavold, and also he just hasn't said much, so it's cool to see him saying that stuff, and it's also just neat to see Nybeth's reaction to his children being here. So this was very, very much worth it, in my opinion. This is super, super cool. Glad I decided to do this. We'll see if there's anything else that you're going to say. But as far as I understand, most comments just said the first fight against Nybeth in the Palace of the Dead. So, all right. That didn't seem.
Nybeth, and good riddance.
That didn't seem like there was really anything different there.
When you think back on the ideals, the companions,
Ooh.
the family you've left behind, know that I will have all these things, and you will not.
That might have been different. I was wondering if Oelius and Diavold were gonna say anything about dear old dad turning into a crow, or turning into a lich and then flying away, but it seems like no. Alrighty, well, I do believe we are good here. So, we can go ahead and leave. I'll make a save just in case I need to save at a different point. But we are going to go ahead and leave, because I think I have to leave to do this. I guess I could have looked at the Warren report there, but I have the backup save in there, so it doesn't matter. The World Tarot! Okay, so let's see here. What do we want to do now? That is the question. Alright, I believe this is the anchor point we have to go to, because this is right before the massacre at Balmamusa, so replay the story from this point while maintaining your current party and levels. So, let's jump back into time.
You are with me then. It is the only way. The future of our people depends on it.
Here we are. We've arrived at the decision. Vice Kashua and Ravnus got to, like, level 11, but that's really the only interesting thing that happened. Let's see the biggest turning point in the game. I understand. This feels dirty.
I see what must be done. I will bloody my hands.
Denim, you're gonna be dealing with this guilt for the rest of your life, friend.
Do not worry. We will not let their sacrifice be in vain. Denim, are you mad? You're going to go along with this?
What? What the world? Oh my god! No way! If you choose to go Chaos, Vice immediately adopts super evil persona. But if you go the law route, Vice becomes good, nice lad. Denim, I can't believe you're going to do something so horrible. What? No way! I can't believe Vice's character changes so much just depending on what Denim does? That's wild, that's weird. You either become a Disney villain, or you're a goody boy. Huh. That is crazy. That is crazy. Because I mean, before it seemed, I thought Vice was going to be down with it, because he was down with it on the Chaos route. And obviously, it seemed like he would probably regret it later, but it seems like he's very much not down with it from the beginning. Odd.
The Duke gave such an order, Leonard. And you would carry it out?
Open your eyes. We cannot win if we are unwilling to dirty our hands.
Ours is to follow orders. I swore an oath before the Duke, before the realm.
Listen to you! If I close my eyes, I think I spoke with the Galgastani!
The Duke would sacrifice these people as a piece in some great game.
Yeah, the problem with blooding your hands like this is at what point do you stop? You do it once and then you're like, okay, well we'll do it one more time. This time it'll definitely win us the war, and then, you know, it's kind of it can become an endless cycle. Once you do it once, you're less likely to be so against it, you know, the first time, as you were the first time.
Our Lord has betrayed us all. To think I was willing to give my life for such a man. What a fool I was.
Then you stand apart, Vice. You will not join us?
Damn right! These people have done nothing. Where the justice in killing them?
Holy shit, Vice is a different character. Vice is a different character, alright? This is not Vice with a V for vengeance and villain. This is nice. Because Vice is now nice. So I'm just going to call you nice, because you're a totally different character. The V is for villain, Vice. This is nice.
I did not think you want to abdicate duty, Ravnus. To break faith with Lord and realm.
I break no faith. I renounce the Duke. I renounce you all.
I mean, Vice is honestly spitting truth right now. Vice is the one going chaos route now. I agree with Vice more than I do Denim.
I always thought to find you at my side the day the Wallister won their freedom. But if men of our own blood would stand against us, why should I expect more of you?
Am I not Wallister?
Wallister descended from Galgastani's stock, but the fault is mine. I should not have placed such faith in one of mingled blood.
Okay, Leonard, you asshole.
How dare you?
Every victory comes at a price. Can't you see that? People are dullwits. The sacrifice must be great to wake them from their languor.
And you, Kashua, will you follow in this madness?
I will ever stand with Denim.
I'm actually surprised Kashua is going along with me here, and Vice... It's so shocking to me that Kashua is the one that's like, yeah, and Vice is now the one that's like, this is crazy. It's like, even the tone of Vice's voice changed, just from like the previous scene to this one. Not only did his portrait change, it's like the voice actor is putting on a different voice. It's like Vice had an awakening in that house before he came out here. What in the world? I mean, nice, sorry.
From this day, you and I are enemies.
Understandable, nice.
Kill them all! No Wallister leaves this place alive!
Galgastani reinforcements. Deal with them. Leave the townsfolk to me.
Okay. Okay, so now Vice becoming a ranger makes a lot more sense. Because nice is actually cool, and I can see ranger-like qualities within him. Interesting. I really didn't expect him to just straight up be a different character. The change is so jarring. Like I said, even his voice sounds different than it did in the previous scene. It's so wild, and he's so much like, no, we can't do that. Whereas on the other one, he was like, hee 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 hee, I will kill the innocents and drink their blood. Okay, well this is gonna be a pretty easy fight. I imagine we have to save Ravenous though, so I gotta make sure I save you. Ooh, oh, and you're a Valkyrie. Ooh, I can give you the light summon. Ooh, that's neat. That's neat. Assuming I get you here, you seem pretty pissed off at us, but maybe there's still a way I can get you to join. Oh wow, you have a Volge already. That's nice. Well then. Let me add one more character into the party here. Who do we want to put in? Vice is unfortunately gone. And... Alright, yeah, so... I think I'm gonna put in... You know what? None of these people even understand what guns are. Let's just unleash guns on them. And I of course, am going to do this battle, because it is, different.
I hoped more from you, Denham. A man who places ends before means treads a dangerous path.
This is true, Ravenous.
The shame is mine for daring to hope. On my honor, you are my foe, Denham!
Vanquish the enemy. So, I'm imagining I do not want to kill Ravenous here. If there's ever a hope of me potentially recruiting you, I mean, I imagine this is the only route I would be able to recruit you on. Because... I mean... I don't think there's a way to get you on neutral. I mean, neutral doesn't diverge until, like, Chapter 3. You're already dead by then, and if I go Chaos, you just die. Unless there's, like, a different decision I can make or something that would change it. But, yeah, you seem immediately pissed off at me for good reason, so, I'm wondering how in the world I would actually be able to convince you to join me on this route. Oh well. Let's just, move up. We do have to, defeat all enemies, so... Luckily that won't be too bad with how powerful I am at this particular point.
I just can't believe you're of Galgastani descent.
Who cares, Denham?
You feel yourself betrayed? You'd heed blood over word and action. Can the light of deed not pierce the shadow of one's birth? I believe it can. I will not believe otherwise.
I mean, yeah, this makes more sense for Denham, I will say. This kind of ignorant naivety here, like following orders like a good lapdog, being like, I can't believe you're Galgastani, and things like that. It's very clear that Denham has some growing up to do, and it's going to be interesting to see that in this route, because I'm imagining that's what's going to be happening. We're going to see Denham kind of grow up, whereas in the Chaos route, Denham's already kind of like, I will always be righteous and everything. We don't get to see as much character development out of him. Here, we're gonna see him fall, trip, make horrible, horrible decisions like he just did, and learn to come to terms with that, and deal with the guilt and everything, so that'll be interesting to see. Guess this fight's gonna be a very fast one. I mean, I'm imagining I should show these fights because they are unique battles. So I'm probably going to be showing all of these because I've never shown them before.
Now, her blood's not mixed of her own doing, boy.
Okay, Canopus, good on you. Good on you, Canopus. I am basically going to be steamrolling a lot of these fights. I'm going to try to use the characters that I get from this route because it'll mix things up and make things more interesting and stuff. So, a lot of my other characters I'm not going to be messing with too much. I also need to find out who I want to turn into a Lich. Someone mentioned I can't get another Ring of the Dead until I use the first one. So, I don't know what to do with the ring. I was thinking of turning Sistina into a Lich so that I can make Sistina a Shaman. That might be something to do. But yeah, I am probably going to be steamrolling most of these fights, at least until I get different party members and stuff. Then we'll maybe be a little bit less strong, but...
I myself am not of the common race, though I can't say as I've met misfortune on that account.
Just luck, perhaps.
I hadn't considered that, but there's time for considering later. We've more pressing matters.
Interesting. I mean, let's see. I'm trying to parse what just happened there, because Canopus was like, now, don't get mad at her because of her blood, and he's like, I'm not of the most, I'm in the minority, basically. But I've never had any problems, basically. And then Denim said, just luck perhaps, and he said, I've never considered that. Which I'm guessing means Canopus is saying, well, I've never, been hated on and everything because I am a winged. Although you have been called feather-brained, or feather-face or something by, like, Vice or some shit. But then again, you called somebody scale something. Oh yeah, why am I trying to shoot Ravenous? We're not doing that. Alright, but let's continue. But yeah, it seems like maybe Denim realized there, kind of at the end, maybe, that he was wrong. Once again, cool for Canopus to be pointing it out there. I definitely don't want Denim to have this, like, weird nationalistic hatred for anyone, that's not, Wallister. Although, I guess it's mostly the Galgastani that, the Wallister would hate just because of tensions, but it'll be nice to see Denim kind of grow up and realize that's not how things work. It is cool to have Kashua back, though. And it will be cool to use Kashua. I will be happy about that. Alright, Saria. We need to get you up there so you can drop some, salamanders on people. I guess you could Annihilation. Yeah, I can Annihilate and hit 3 people, so go ahead and do that. I could have gotten the, stronger Apocrypha as well, but someone mentioned they have, like, something absurd, like a 5% drop chance or something like that. I'm like, ugh, that sounds awful. And as far as I understand, they only drop from, like, the final boss in each, temple. So you have a 5% chance to get it. If you don't get it, then you gotta go back through the temple again, I think. Or just keep repeating the battle. Either way, both of those sound annoying, and the shaman spells I already have are pretty damn strong, so there is so much to this game, and a lot of it is very, very grindy, but I would say most of the stuff is very, very much worth it. If I did have to change anything about this, I would say some of the more grindy bits be taken out. But other than that, everything is absolutely perfect in this game, and most of the grindy bits are optional as well, to be fair. So it's not that bad, but it's something. It's always nice to find, to be able to find, positive and negatives of things even that you like. Because you still need to be able to point out the flaws of something, even if you do love it. Like I can point out the flaws of, Tactics, even though I love that game. Because I would definitely say this game has more unit variety and just like race variety and probably more interesting decisions because, you know, like, Final Fantasy Tactics is kind of just about Ramza, and it doesn't really change all that much based off of your decisions. But here, we have like 3 different routes that have Denim diverge pretty wildly, I would say. To become a totally different person on each one, which is very, very cool. It is just neat to see. You don't see games that have paths that branch this much these days. So it is very, very cool to see, especially like long-form RPGs like this. So it is cool to see a game from so long ago get this. I would love to see... I kind of always just was like, Final Fantasy Tactics will never get another remake because it had War of the Lions. But Tactics Ogre has now had the original game, Let Us Cling Together for the PSP, And then this, which adds even more new stuff, rebalances things, and is based off of Let Us Cling Together on the PSP. So, could we get a Final Fantasy Tactics Reborn? Maybe, possibly. It's on the table now. But to be completely honest, it would be nice to see some of the other Tactics Ogre games, especially if this one does well. The only one I know of is Ogre Battle 64, I think. And then there's, I think, Tactics Ogre and the Knights of Lotus. That's the other cool thing about this particular game. Or this series, rather. Final Fantasy Tactics, you know, like, Advance and Advance 2, they kind of take place in, like, I don't know if I'd say... I mean, yeah, they kind of do take place in just straight up different worlds, don't they? It's not like A2 and Advance take place in, you know, the world that Ramza inhabits. At least as far as I remember, it doesn't, because it has like Bonga and stuff, unless it's really far in the future. It's just Ivalice, basically. Whereas this game, it seems like it really is just a world, and you get to experience all of these different time periods with their own conflicts and everything across them. Because one of the games being called Knights of Lotus, I'm like, oh, well, that's cool, because it gets to focus on some characters that we've seen in this game even more, which is awesome. I don't know, I like the idea of a series like this having, like, okay, we're gonna go focus on this time period. You may have heard about it in, like, books and stuff in one of the previous games, but now we're gonna zero in on that time period and do some cool stuff with it. It's really neat, having, like, a... I don't know what to call it, really, but I guess a timeline of sorts, like an established timeline, and then you get to go across in the various games and experience everything. It's just cool. My long spiel over. I murdered everyone.
The Great Father does not yet require my soul. Then what? Am I to be a shepherd to these youths?
You should. You should. We need it. Possibly see you later, Ravenous? Possibly see you later? Alrighty, there we go. Cool. There we are. We finished it. I would like to also mention something some comments said that kind of touched me, I suppose, was... I think it was when I finished up the Chaos route. There were a few people that said that they thought, like, my playthrough was one of the best ones on YouTube and stuff like that, and that makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside, because, I don't know. I'm just kind of here hanging out. I never particularly think about how good or anything my content is. I kind of just play stuff and hope people have a good time, so it's nice to hear that people have been liking this, especially with all the time I put into it, so... Thanks for the kind words to those people that mentioned that, and I'm glad everyone is here and watching, because the only reason I'm doing all of this crazy stuff is because the game is very, very fun, and people are very, very into it, so... Oh. Random spiel over. Let's continue.
I'll kill you by my own hands, Denim. I swear it!
Yeah, you're gonna come back with a gun. You're gonna learn how to use guns and come shoot me, because the Ranger class can use guns. Bye, nice. Yeah, I mean, this is even more rough now that, you know, we know we had a hand in it. I mean, it happens either way. So... Oh yeah, I remember this scene and being confused by it.
On my hands. How long till it lies on my heart?
Because I specifically refused it last time, but we still saw the repercussions of it. But this time we actively had a part. How long till it lies on your heart? Probably not very long, Denim.
3 weeks had passed since the massacre at Bal Mamusa. Consumed with revenge, the Wallister took to the battlefield, wresting large swaths of territory from Galgastani control. The Duke's gambit was a success. Yet not all went as the Duke had intended. Though the atrocity galvanized the Wallister, those in the Galgastani camp who opposed their own Hierophant Balbatos did not rise to action. Worse, whispers of the truth behind what happened had begun to spread throughout Galgastan on the lips of Vice and his men. Where the Duke had sought to sow discord, a new sense of unity now grew among the Galgastani people. But the stalemate of forces along the Sonji Weald showed no signs of yielding clear victory to either side. Hoping to strike a decisive blow, the Duke pushed towards Balbatos' stronghold at Kuritanai, a daring, some said reckless, attempt to take the keep. Meanwhile, Denham arrived at the ruins of Balma Musa, with orders to harry the enemy's flank.
Wow, Vice looks so cool. What the hell? Oh my god. Also, he's basically the leader of the Resistance now? Yeah, Vice and I basically swapped places. Kinda wild. Vice looks very cool, and I agree with him on many, many things now. It's gonna be super interesting to see where this goes. Right now, it's looking like Vice and Ravnus are gonna be my personal main characters. And then I'm gonna have to see Denham slowly change over time.
I hear no alarum, sister. I think we made it.
Alarum? I've never heard alarm. I'm imagining that's what that means. I've never heard it said that way.
By the look of things, the Galgastani can't have stationed many men here. The fewer we must kill to be done with this business, the better.
Tactics Ogre solid.
You would have me fight such a battle with our numbers. Are you gone mad?
I mislike your tone.
Still not gonna like Ronway. Probably never. He's a giant asshat. Is he a good tactician? Yeah, I mean, all of his, decisions do lead to winning the war, which is his prime objective, but he's looking past, humanity and all of these different things to accomplish it, and it's bleh.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We are more powerful now than ever, I grant you. But let us not forget we failed to rouse the Galgastani against Balbatos. Our resistance remains far outmatched.
Yeah, I mean, burning our own people succeeded in making our people pissed, but it did not succeed in making the Galgastani pissed at Balbatos. Once again, I was gonna say probably, or like the game mentioned, it's because Vice is actually out there spreading the truth, so...
I do not need you to tell me what I know so well.
Then I beg you to reconsider.
Humor your Duke. Hear my plan before you reject it, First, we dispatch a light force to secure Balma Musa, a small town southwest of Kuritanai, thence to advance to the Zaod Moors.
You distract them by needling their flank? They will never fall for such a ruse.
Your ears would serve me better than your tongue. I mean to have our young hero lead the band. We will feed sweet lies to their whisperers, that it's no small band, but half our army that marches. A morsel they will find impossible to resist. Nor will they know whether it is from Almorica or Balma Musa that we strike.
Yeah, delivering fake intel is a very, very popular strategy in war, basically. It reminds me of a very, very interesting little story I remember hearing about with World War I. I forget exactly which one it was. I think it was the Germans and the British Air Force. Basically, the British Air Force intercepted some German intelligence about how the Germans had, wooden tanks and soldiers set up to make it look like they had more soldiers at a particular location and things like that. They were basically fake armor and fake soldiers and stuff just there to make it seem like they were more bulked up than they actually were. Well, the Royal Air Force actually caught wind of this, so in such an elaborate, just hilarious turn of events, they let the Germans know that they knew this was fake by dropping sending a plane over and dropping a bomb. So the Germans freaked out, but the bomb was wooden, which is hilarious. It was in the Great War documentary on YouTube. It's been a bit since I've watched it, so I might have gotten some details wrong, but yeah, basically they intercepted some intelligence about how they were using fake soldiers, so they dropped a fake bomb on them.
And they will believe this tale.
The presence of the hero of Goliath will convince them. Balbatos would not think we place our hero at the head of so few. This will be enough to give Balbatos pause. But he is no fool. He will not commit the entirety of his forces to Balmamusa. No, he will divide his men between the Sonji Weald and the Zeod Moors. The martial advantage is his. Even with his forces split, he will not fear defeat. Yet only this way will we have a true chance at victory.
Perhaps. But if Balbatos does not split his troops, what then?
We must see that he does. There's more. Once our heroes have a foothold in Balmamusa, they will turn their attentions to the port of Ashton to the west. Balbatos will fear an assault, and with his troops mustering in Corytonai, Ashton will be ripe for the taking.
Of course. Without Balmamusa or Ashton, they'll be cut off from the sea.
Yeah, so we'll cut off their trade routes and stuff. That'll be useful.
Is that so great a blow?
Absolutely, in war. Oh my god.
In Valeria, the sea is life. Without the bounty of her trade, we wither and die.
Yeah, you're also an island nation, which is a big deal as well.
Doubly so, the Galgastani and their landlocked keep at Corytonai. Believe our rumors or no, they must respond. And that means splitting their troops.
It is interesting to get like a, you know, like being a fly on the wall in the Resistance's kind of tactics talks, because as much as I hate Ronway and as much as a giant sleazeball he is a very good tactician. I can't deny him that. So it's just interesting to hear how these kinds of things work out, because I know a lot about like history of warfare and things like that. So it's just neat to see these kinds of strategies and stuff applied in a game like this.
Should the gambit fail, we still weaken them by closing their ports.
What becomes of us?
If you sense disadvantage, withdraw swiftly.
So in the end, we still must fight a battle of Galgastan's choosing.
Oh, you fret like an old maid, Leonard. The plan is perfect.
As you say, Your Grace.
Super, super cool. I should have read the Warden report actually before I came before I moved forward a little bit more, but it's fine. So this is just defeat a bunch of enemies, yeah? It's not even like... Yeah, it's just vanquish the enemy. Okay, so for this battle specifically, since I don't even really have any new units to use, I think I'll probably just auto battle skip through this, just to make things go a little bit faster and we can get through things quicker, because these are just a bunch of generico enemies. If there's dialogue and stuff, I will of course show it, but this doesn't seem like a particularly unique battle. We're just taking out a few generic units, so... once again, I will of course show the dialogue and everything, though.
Forward! Leave no Galgastani standing!
Yeah, okay. See, there's not even a leader or anything. No one to even talk to us. So, alrighty. I'll let you dorks handle this.
The Zeod Moors are within our grasp. Onward!
And there we go. That was extremely fast, but once again, I am busted, which does make going through this, these routes a lot easier. Phew-wee. Alrighty. Beautiful, beautiful. Give me my XP. Congratulations, Kashua, on your level up. Okay. The Butcher of Goliath, not the Butcher of Blaviken. Alright, so we are headed to Port Ashton. I don't think there's anything I really need from the shop here, but I do have a ton of Oberyths and stuff to sell. And I can upgrade my relics! Isn't that crazy? Well, let's check out the Warren report. Alright. A massacre has taken place at Balma Musa. There are no survivors. Balma Musa was set aside for the Wallister by the Kingdom of Galgastani, and all those who perished were of Wallister blood. Women and children were spared no mercy as the town was engulfed in flames. The killings are thought to be an act of retribution by the Galgastani for the capture of Almorca Castle by the Resistance. Hierophant Balbatos maintains he is not responsible. God, the women and children too? Jeez. It is now rumored Duke Ronway had a hand in the massacre that took place in Balma Musa. Some suggest the killings were a ploy to cause internal strife in Galgastan. The Duke denies these rumors. Meanwhile, opponents of the Hierophant in Galgastan are still wary of laying the blame for the massacre on Balbatos. Reports indicate that the Galgastani forces led by Hierophant Balbatos are amassing in the Sonji Weald near Kritanai Keep. With the resistance growing in numbers and Galgastani opponents of the war becoming more vocal, it is thought Galgastani forces will make their move soon. Curious posters have been cited in rhyme in recent days. They say simply, the nobility must be overthrown. They are the work of the New Wallister Alliance, who seek self-governance for their people. Support for this new faction is growing fast among the poorer classes, and authorities seek to unmask its leader. So is that... I'm imagining that's nice. Cool. Good job, Nice. Ravenous Luxarian, sought by the Resistance for her involvement in the massacre at Balma Musa, has been captured at Port Ashton in the Kingdom of Galgastan. I guess I'm saying the Resistance. The Resistance... I've been saying the Resistance this whole time. The Resistance is actually Ronway's forces. I'm specifically talking about the offshoot group that Denim had in the Chaos route. Like, Nice is now occupying that particular space of, like, this group that's outside the realm of the other two groups that are currently at war. So, yeah. The New Wallister Alliance. She led Resistance forces in a number of past battles and is a bitter enemy of Galgastan. The Resistance requested she be handed over to them, but the Galgastani camp refused. She is to be escorted to Kritanai Keep, where she faces execution. Okay. Ravenous is at Kritanai. We need to save her. The enemy call him... a member of the let's read it all from the beginning. Member of the Wallister Resistance hailing from Goliath. He joined the Resistance after freeing Duke Ronway from his imprisonment at Almorca. Together with Sir Leonar, he took part in the killing of Wallister civilians at Balma Musa, hoping to unite his people against the enemy. For his loyalty, he was made a senior officer of the Resistance. The enemy call him the Butcher of Goliath, and he is hunted by those who know the truth behind the massacre at Balma Musa. Yep, RSL is not going to be happy with us. The Wallister hailing from Goliath, who grew up with Denim. Together they rescued Duke Ronway and joined the Wallister Resistance. He later broke ties with the Resistance after strongly opposing the massacre of innocent Wallister at Balma Musa. His whereabouts are currently unknown. God, Vice, you look so much cooler. God. You like combed your hair back, but not in the creepy evil way. I really like Vice here. This is cool. A character who I utterly despised in the other routes is cool here. Wallister, who once served with the Knights of Almorca, she is of mixed blood, the child of a Wallister father and a Galgastani mother. She was next in command to Sir Leonar, and was a close supporter of Duke Ronway. Though known for her calm demeanor, she stubbornly opposes the use of underhanded tactics. She turned her back on the Resistance after opposing the massacre of civilians at Balma Musa. She then fled to Galgastan, but fell into the hands of the Galgastani forces. Yep. Alrighty. Well, there we go. I like how the Warren Report doesn't make me reread the things I have already read before. That is quite nice. Like, it's not making me reread all of these things. It's just actually giving me the new updates, which is cool. And yeah, here we can see, everything here. That's where the big break is. Look at that. Alrighty, and we just hit another anchor point, so off to the Zayad Moors. So, vanquish the enemy leader is what it says. Is this just Gamp? This is not Gamp? That's my target. It's just a random wizard. It's just a random wizard, it seems. Well, this I'm going to be fighting myself because it'll be easier that way, because I can just run at you and hit you with spells.
Denim of Goliath? I see a rumor in the flesh.
Garba. You're Garbo. Garbage. Got him.
Then Balma Musa was no feint after all. You there. His Eminence must hear of this. Go, now! We must halt their advance as long as we can. Remember, we fight not for ourselves, we fight for Golgastan!
You're delivering the bad info, friend. We have to vanquish Garba. So, yeah, this is gonna be pretty fast. I'm basically just gonna have my shaman walk up and bop this idiot with some summons, and this fight will be over. At least this will make Law go so much faster than, Chaos did, obviously, and everything, so... I'm very interested to see where the story goes. Alright, this should be the, final hit here. Yeah, with like...
If only I had heeded my own advice. It is I was naive. Foolish.
Goodbye, garbage. I will show, you know, like, fights with, like, important characters, like, you know, Dark Knights or something, but these, like...
Do not fight for vengeance.
These, like, kind of generic fights with Vanquish the Leader, and it's basically just a big group of generics, but I just gotta kill the leader. Those I'll probably cut out just to make things go a little bit faster. This is a battlefield we've seen before, anyway. It's just a different configuration of enemies, so... And I'm showing all the dialogue and everything, of course, because that's the meat of it all. Good level ups, everyone. Casual working on those, cudgels. Do I even really want that on you? Oh yeah, Casual, you gotta move up here. Jeez. You're all the way down there at the bottom. With, Elrig. Okay, so... Let's see here, let's, put you right here. And then we will change all the IDs. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Good, good, good. Alright, now we are off to Reborn. Let's see... Here we go. Garba. Galgastani, he was the son of renowned architect Selba Brondel. His twin brother Orba was slain by Dinam at Tynemouth. Garba had won fame as a political philosopher, penning works such as The Creed of the Self-Deceived and The Failings of Present-Day Doctrine. Though initially an advocate of progressive politics, he took a more nationalistic tone after hearing the words of Hierophant Balbtos. He stated in one address, "Nothing can assuage the resentment we harbor toward the Wallister, though we may know it unjust." The way he calmly vanquished his opponents in argument earned him the name Garba the Silver-Tongue. He was slayed by Dinam Pavel and the Zayad Moors while marching to engage resistance forces at Bal Mamusa. And... Orba. Orba was a major proponent of the nationalism espoused by Hierophant Balbtos, and he volunteered to take up arms soon after war broke out. He encountered resistance forces at Tynemouth while en route to Almorica and was slain by Dinam Pavel. His twin brother, Garba, also died battling Dinam. Wow, you two were brothers. Orba and Garba. Interesting, interesting. Well, there's a few different ways to go now. Ashton's where we need to go for the story. What is the Risan Way? The Raisin Way. Let's see here. So... what do we got in here? Are these just more generics with a boss? It appears so. Alrighty, so I'll probably handle it the same way I did the last battle. We might be ending things off pretty soon here, though, because this recording is at 2 hours and 30 minutes.
The Butcher of Goliath, here?
Damn right.
He means to lay siege to Corinthai from our backs. We dare not leave the keep undefended. You bring word of this to Sir Zabos. Impress upon him the need for reinforcements. Forget the others. It's the boy I want. We'll mount his head on the walls of Corinthai.
Alrighty. Well, this is gonna be simple because you are just a Sybil. So, alrighty. That's this battle over. I forgot to mention something I've been meaning to mention.
Thought myself prepared for death, but now I find I'm frightened.
Oh, you shift stand away. Really? Interesting. Huh. Okay. Bye. So the thing I wanted to mention is in the settings, to make these battles go faster, and so I have to stop, I don't have to stop to press A as much to confirm, like, dialogue and picking items up. I basically put on some settings that automatically, basically, like, scroll away, any, like, finishing move quotes or magic and stuff like that. They still appear, it just automatically disappears after like 2 seconds instead of having to wait for me to confirm it. The other thing that I did was, where is it? Auto skill animations. I have that set to simple, because when there's so many auto skills going off, it can start to take a really, really long time. But with this on, it's just kind of a canned animation for any time someone gets an auto skill, which is nice. So, I guess I'm gonna go to, the Reborn way, because, yeah, Ashton is obviously the next story bit that we want to go to. Galgastani, Sibyl in the Order of Falaha, whose Galgastani faction favors Hierophant Balbatos. Like the Wallister and Bakram forces, many Galgastani soldiers are affiliated with the Order. Among these, Sibyls often occupy positions of command. Since most Sibyls are inclined to respect Order, not only do they exhibit the discipline needed in the military, but their fellow soldiers are also disposed to follow the commands of a Sibyl without question. Knowing this full well, Josephine threw herself into the fray, believing there was no better way to serve her country and her faith. She was driven off by resistance forces at Reborn. Interesting that you specifically ran. I should, make sure there's no talk. Okay, there's no talk. Alright, so let's, I guess I'll do Reborn and Port Ashton, and then we'll end it off. I don't know. I kind of feel like going still. This is just vanquish the enemy leader. Oh, it's Ravenous. Oh, this is where you ended up, Ravenous. Okay, and we just have to defeat that knight, it seems. Okay, well this is one, obviously I'm gonna control for, because I want to try and save Ravenous. So yeah, we got the talk about this, how you were captured or whatever, so see if we can save you?
The road to Karitanai is long. Why take her all that way? She is for the gallows at any rate. I say we have done with it here and now.
Orders is orders. Commander Loxeri is to have a proper hearing before a justice is meted out.
And is it not some opposition nobleman that spares her? Why do you suppose they go to such lengths to keep her from harm?
They say there's Galgastani blood in her. Might be that blood is bluer than most, eh?
Then her crime is twofold, for she is a kinslayer besides. I see no Galgastani before me. Only a Wallister knight.
The Wallister name me a Galgastani traitor, while the Galgastani claim I am a Wallister knight. Enemy to all and friend to none. The Galgastani can't so much as escort a prisoner without a quarrel. No wonder the country splits in two.
Silence! I'll have a much easier time guarding you if you would guard your tongue. It'll mean my net if I don't bring you back safe to Karitanai.
Sir Alfred, it's the Wallister!
Now's my chance.
What? No!
Is that... Ravenous? Damned woman!
She sealed her own fate. We've caused enough to kill her now. Killed Kinslayer and rebels all!
You sure you're gonna be able to pull that off, friend? Alfred? I don't really think you're gonna be able to pull that off, personally. Okay, let's get in here and see what we got. Hopefully I do just straight up get Ravenous here. That would be very, very cool. You'd be my first character kinda unique to this route, which would be neato. Luckily, this is once again going to be a very, very fast fight, because Shaman with summon OP. And that is the Knight. Unless the Knight gets phalanx off, then it'll be an annoying as shit fight, but shouldn't be too bad.
If I fall now, all comes to nothing.
You're only at half health. Weird. Is this just something you say if you get to half health?
I will not die here. I must go on.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, Sherry had something similar in the battle with Sherry, so yeah. I was like, you're not going to Shiftstone out at half HP. Well, I imagine if you had a Shiftstone, you would have already used it. But yeah, I was worried for a second. I was like, what's happening? But no, it's just a little something you say. You get to half health there. That's a dead Alfred.
Should have killed her while I had the chance. Ugh.
Later. I'll be taking my,
The Galvestani want with her, and she of them.
It is crazy that Ravnus wasn't in, like, the original release and was something added in later. I will be taking my Agrias stand-in, thank you. Yeah. Oh wait, I got a Shiftstone. Oh cool, I need those for, the Palace of the Dead thingies. Well, that's cool. Alrighty, Kashua.
I suppose I should thank you. Even if you lead me away a traitor, I owe you my life.
Are you a traitor?
She has Galgastani blood in her. Is it any wonder some tie remains?
You speak as though she betrayed the Wallister outright, sister.
Yeah, Denim, you were saying a lot of the similar things earlier, but it seems like you're turning around on that, which is nice.
Only words. Though no doubt there are others who share her thinking. Those who claim that I struck a deal with the Galgastani, who are only too willing to embrace one of their own. And there is some kernel of truth to it. I doubt even those Galgastani nobles who do not take so hard a line as Balbatos would have offered me shelter were it not for my blood. But as it is, I am a woman without a country.
I'm sorry.
I had always told myself I was a Wallister, and I acted the part as best I could. But this, I am shaken to the core. I no longer know what I am meant to be.
Yeah, this is a very, very real struggle, just kind of struggling to find your identity when you're stuck between, you know, two different races, cultures, ethnicities, what have you. It's something that takes time, and it's very, very hard.
Ravnus, come back with us. Warriors of your skill are in short supply. We could use you.
I am cheered to hear you say so, but I can never go back. I cannot forgive the Duke for what he did at Balmamusa, nor the disgrace I suffered there.
I see.
Fair.
But my gratitude is heartfelt, both for saving my life and for setting me free.
The Duke wants her captured. Can we really just let her go?
Leave it be, sister.
You may find it hard to believe, but I love the Wallister. I was born in Almorica, spent my childhood there. It will always be my home. Even now, I do only what I feel best for the Wallister people. Farewell, Denham. Perhaps we'll meet again someday.
Farewell, Ravnus. See you in whatever chapter you show up in.
This is the right choice. What if she joins forces with the Galgastani?
The Galgastani were going to execute her.
Should you face her on the battlefield, it will not go easy for you.
If she becomes an enemy for true, I will face her as any Wallister soldier would. Do not worry, sister. All will be well. Come, let's be off.
It's interesting here. Kasha was actually the one having, like, big doubts about this and everything. Huh. Alrighty. Well, let's check out the Warren report. I didn't expect to actually get you there. That seemed a little too soon. Served his clan in battle, and a knight in the service of Viscount Strokane, one of the leading nobles of Caritani. Known for his cautious manner, the Viscount had adamantly refused to send his knights to the front lines, claiming a need to maintain security within his domain. Still, in times of war, what peace persists is often disturbed. Alfred Bulvart had encountered and defeated bandits many times during his patrols, but when he thought of his friends fighting on the front lines, he could not help but feel his own contributions to be insignificant. Thus it was that, when he spotted the Wallister's High Commander Luxarian in his territory, Alfred's heart leapt. Finally, this was a chance to do his duty for country and strike his mortal foe. However, his expectations were once again betrayed by the Viscount, who refused to allow any harm to come to the High Commander after he had been captured. Instead, he ordered him transported to Kritani, where he might be brought to justice. While transporting High Commander Luxarian, Bulvart encountered Din and Pavel. In the resulting confusion, he tried to kill both Resistance and High Commander, but was slain before he could accomplish either. Thus it was that when he responded, I was finally mortal foe, however his expectations once again allowed the harm after. Instead, he ordered him transported to Kritani, where he might be brought to justice. Why is it calling Ravenous? Let's see. Let's go, here you go, Ravenous. Yeah, she. It specifically says she here. I'm imagining that's just like a typo, unless I'm got something wrong in my head. I'm imagining that's just a typo, because it says specifically, like, he will be transported, but no. Alrighty. She was rescued by Didim while being escorted to Kritani Keep for trial. She turned down his offer to rejoin the Resistance and has not been heard from since. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright. Yeah, we can do one more final battle. Screw it. Screw it. Port Ashton, come to me. Alright, so what do we got here? Is this just a generic battle? Yeah, it looks like I'm just beating up this cleric, and there's some golems hanging out. So nothing too wild. Nothing too wild at all. Alright, definitely not going to be using the AI though, because the AI is just not good at defeat the leader things. They specifically save the leader for last, which is weird.
This town the prize you've come for, rebel? Best think again. Galgastan gives no quarter to an ogre who slays his own.
Calling me an ogre? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Alrighty. I mean, I'm imagining you're just using it as an insult, but it's interesting in the context of the game. I wonder if it specifically has more weight of it as an insult because of the connotations of ogres in this particular world. Alright, that's a dead Nadia. Goodbye.
May the light judge our enemies and embrace our fallen.
Bye-bye. Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. Alright, we got a torpor and some other thing. No, we didn't get any other things. Never mind. Alright, this video's been going for 3 hours now, so after the series of cutscenes I'm guessing I'm about to have, I'm definitely ending it.
Very well, give the order. Tomorrow we attack with the dawn.
At once, Your Grace.
I beg you wait, my Duke. It's too soon.
Oh? Balmamusa is fallen, is it not? The plan proceeds apace.
But we still do not know whether Balbatos has divided his troops.
Even as we breathe, Denham takes Port Ashton. My plan unfolds as I have seen it. Why do you worry so? The gods of Valeria are with us, Leonard. You'll see.
I do not question our success, but surely there is no harm in awaiting word from Port Ashton. It is not only our lives that hang in the balance, but the destiny of the Wallister race. Prudence demands caution.
So I am imprudent and reckless. You talk a perilous line, Leonard.
Your orders, sire?
You have them. Go and see that they are carried out.
As you command.
Please, Your Grace.
That's quite enough from you. Begone from my sight.
As you wish.
Well, I can definitely see this blowing up in Ronway's face. Alrighty, well, let's check out the Warren report, just to make sure there's nothing new here. Well, we do have you. Served your clan in battle, studied and served at Falaha Monastery in a mountain village near Port Ashton. So he decided to serve in the army after the resumption of hostilities led to many casualties throughout Valeria. believing that to help those who suffered most of the wounds of war was the role given to her by the gods. Nadia is a lauded singer of hymns, whose compassionate voice has brought comfort and healing to the hearts of many. Even after leaving the monastery, Nadia always went outside at twilight to sing for the lives lost that day. For this, she became known as Nadia of the Requiem, an off-seer, I see. She was stationed in Ashton when the port came under attack by the resistance led by Denim Pavel. While she rose to the port's defense, it was in vain, and she was slain along with her comrades. Obviously, it seems like the songstress class was added later, but it would be a cool detail if you were a songstress, specifically given your background here. That would be interesting. Like a sneak peek of that particular class that you can get in Coda, so... Alrighty, hope you've enjoyed this episode of Tactics Ogre Reborn, and I'll see you next time for some more.